Welcome back, everybody, to the incredibly stylish adventures of Priest Chittle the Brave with his... What the hell is he wearing there? With his pink quilted vest. It's all the Raging Goblin fashion. Today, based on what I saw in the comments section yesterday about everyone being extremely happy for me to start scribing, we're gonna start scribing. There's a little bit more research that we need to do first, but essentially it allows us to outfit all of our mages with a nice repertoire of various spells, so things like being able to teleport, things like being able to heal. I don't remember some of the other cantrips, but bear in mind we've also got Wanderers as well. It's going to be massive for the colony when we actually unlock that. Other things I want to focus on are security and maybe mana batteries if we get time. But the first research that we're going to go for today is actually Devilstrand, because as I recall, to write Master Scrolls, which are the ultimate abilities, so for example, Firestorm with Elrang, and that's actually the only one I can remember right now, but, you know, they've all got their various master abilities. You actually have to write a scroll, and I believe it was on Devilstrand that you actually produced the scroll with. So we need to finish the Devilstrand research. Not only that, we obviously need to get some Devilstrand planted, so we'll do that inside the biosphere here that we've got in what was going to be the throne room, but now is just a very fancy growing zone, really. So we'll get that moved over as soon as possible, and then, hopefully, we'll have some scrolls before the end of today, some of their master abilities. Then, of course, scribing as well will let us draw those cantrips, the sort of heal and blink and other spells I've talked about. Along with that, the security is going to be quite a big thing that I want to work on today, specifically because I was looking in the security tab. We have access to things like Ballista, which for people with low shooting stat, or just everybody really, maybe for the mimics to do before we possess someone, because obviously that's quite low range, get a massive range weapon, so they are still useful in their spare time here. And the Ballistas, they have a hell of a range to them. I also need to tidy this up and sort of remove that so they're not using it as cover. But putting a couple of these down, then I thought we just really do the whole, not redo the whole thing, but add some little extra things like pillboxes, for example, so we've got a much better line of sight, or we can fit obviously a lot more people into a smaller zone. Might make us more susceptible to fire, but it will kind of help out with the spacing still a little bit, so we can obviously still carry them down the walls there. Things like cavalry spikes, which when you walk over them do damage. Can we just line the... If we line the whole front of the base with those, will the enemies still come through rather than smashing the doors? I guess the best way to check is, in advance of next raid, put down a single cavalry spike, and then if they start to smash down the doors or the walls or whatever else and don't actually attack the base, then we'll remove it very quickly. We should be able to do that with just one person, you know, get Knife Edge just a melee attack it to death or something like that. They're very, very cheap to build, and I think they degrade as well. But if that works, we could fill the whole thing with cavalry spikes and slow them down and stagger them quite heavily. We might even want to use things like wooden barricades to actually prevent them walking through certain zones. So, for example, we could layer it like that and force them to come through in a staggered manner. We completely out of marble. I think we're actually completely out of marble just on the map in general. We've got a lot of limestone. They've just been cutting any stone chunks. So whatever we've got, we'll build the walls out of. It really doesn't make much difference. Yeah, we've got like 600 limestone. We've got 820 granite. I think granite is the strongest of them all, isn't it? So let's go for... We've got crenulated parapets as well. Interesting. Defensive projectiles done slightly above waist height and contains crenulations. Okay. Similar fashion to sandbags, so I assume that's no different to embrasures. What do the embrasures give? 1.23 meters. Okay, and then the parapets give what exactly? 1.14. So embrasures are better. They obviously count as the full wall size. So I don't know why you'd swap them out. Are they cheaper? They are slightly cheaper. Even then, I don't know why you wouldn't... Oh, because they're added by medieval times, right? And that was added by comments ended. Fair enough. Okay, that's not really a big deal. So what I want to do is actually take the embrasures, build them out of like granite or something like that, and then just sort of bulge out the middle. Again, it will allow us to get a bit more defense on some of our characters. It'll allow us to get some bit more of a unique setup there, and put the if we put the ballista right at the end as well, much better coverage. Bear in mind, we can actually shoot straight through embrasures, so if someone stood here, they could shoot straight through. I think it'll give us a bit more coverage there. I'm also going to take out this bloody giant rock of granite. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of what I was going for here. Allows us to also break up enemy lines a little bit more. They can't just have this big unified thing coming down and smashing us there. Okay, cool, that'll do. And then let's get down a couple of ballista at the high points as well for the nice range that we're going to get off of those. That way, it might be anti-mage. I will admit, that's kind of the whole reason I'm building this. The mages did do a little bit of a number on us yesterday. We did a very good job of repelling them. I actually described them, we can build that. I'll do that in a second. We did a number on the mages, but they also did a number on us. We didn't obviously take any permanent damage, but a bit more damage than I would like to have. So this time around, let's what's it under, like security? I keep looking at medieval. It should be in medieval, I think, but let's put a couple of those down. That way they've got a pretty massive range. They're 100 wood apiece and 35 steel. Do they require ammo? Do we have to build, like, ballista bolts somewhere? I imagine we do, don't we? Oh, God. Okay. Ballista bolts. Hey, right there. Okay. Used by ballista bolt. Yeah, obviously. Black arrows. That's cool. Broadhead arrows, bodkin arrows, and bolts there as well. So I assume we just need a shitload of those nearby. So why don't we queue up? I don't know how much they'll use. I don't know how fast they fire. I guess we'll just go ahead and make, like, 30? 50? Fine. I mean, how much are they each? 10 wood, 10 steel, and that produces 5 ballista bolts. It's not too bad, is it? I mean, it's 100 wood and 100 steel to make 50 of the damn things. We'll do that. And then we'll say pause when we've only got... Oh, sorry, unpause when we've only got half our supply left. I think that's not a terrible idea. There we go. So we just need a small stockpile now, basically on either side. They will divide it equally, right? I don't think they will at all, will they? That could be a pain in the ass. All right, we'll put one there and one there. I want to make the large stockpiles then, just so that if it comes down to it, we could just make so many that they're forced to split them between piles. Let's go critical, because we're never going to want them anywhere else. And then ballista... Oh my god, my spelling. Ballista. There we are. Right, I got it. Don't worry, it's fine. Security ballista bolts. Oh, ammunition. Right, there we are. Neolithic, and then finally ballista bolts. Is there more than one? Oh my god, look at that. Look at that fucking nested menu. Right, my god, let's go ahead and copy that one over there as well. Okay, so that should help out a little bit with some of those mages. Now, the other thing I've done, you might have noticed, is I've swapped out all of the crossbows that we lovingly crafted over the course of a couple of episodes with these elephant bows that we just got given en masse. And then I've also swapped out the battle axes that we lovingly made over the course of a couple of episodes with elephant spears. Why am I doing that? Well, it's kind of sunk cost fallacy to stick with the crossbows just because we've crafted them now. Probably should work through the ammo because it was quite a sink. But to be honest, the elephant spears and the elephant bows both give ability effects, so cooldowns, reductions, whatever they happen to be. Elephant bow gives 10% ability cost cooldown, 10% ability bonus, energy regen rate, energy regen increase. And then the spear has something similar. We've seen this not so long ago. Energy resistance and ability resistance is quite massive, especially against other mage factions. Reason I'm going for that is if we look at every single raid we fought so far, the fire magic has basically been the thing that's won every raid. So why not give that the bonuses? I mean, the crossbows are definitely better against armored foes. I'm not going to argue that. But just in terms of the raw DPS, fire mages outpace it so much, and this is a flat bonus to that, so I'm going to roll with that. The bows themselves will obviously still do damage too, so it's not like we're missing out on too much besides just flat armor penetration here. That's Devil Strand done, so let's go to the next level of scribing then. We've got scribing. Advanced scribing will allow us to develop more powerful, so I guess it's kind of an arbitrary system here. Whatever the hell a master spell is, you assume that's going to be our top level, but I have no idea what advanced level spells are compared to basic level spells. I wonder if that's just like cantrips, that specific class abilities, maybe that one's like the master stuff. I also want to get mana storage done today as well, but it's going to be quite a lot of research. It's like 3,000 points of research we've got to do with 2 people on crappy research tables. So, sorry, she's gone on a murderous rage because she's recreation starved. What? Murderous rage because she's recreation starved. I mean, it's 9 p.m. Why are you not? I mean, it's recreation time right now. That's absolutely unbelievable. Why is she so sad compared to everyone else? Observe rotting corpse. Okay, that's a fair point, but A without a table. That'll do it. If anything throws me into a murderous raid, it's being forced to eat my food anywhere but the luxurious 3x3 wooden table we've got there. I mean, it's good quality. A few nails sticking out. So this is where we use our bard to maximum effect, right? And that is my man, Worcester Sauce. Let's get him drafted, and then I think we could just send him in and hit him with a lullaby, right? If we're lucky here. Who are you going for? Where are you going more specifically? Okay, run Worcester Sauce. We need your help here. Luckily, Legolas seems to be maimed or asthma. That'll do it. And then she's also had a foot cut off. Christ, okay. Okay, so she's a lot slower. So luckily, Worcester Sauce can just catch up with a asthmatic ass. I'm allowed to say that. And then we can... no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Stop. Transpose. Get the hell out of there. Never saw it coming. Or absolutely did because you're just terrible. Oh, God. Can we run past before Legolas gets his murderous rage on? There we go. Okay. You get out of there. Worcester Sauce. Let's shadow her. And then hit her with the lullaby. Boom. Like clockwork. I've actually used his ability right for once. Nice. That's really, really good then. That's actually insanely powerful. My God. Actually worked quite well. I basically just dropped the zone priorities down, forbid the bolts so they didn't shift them over, and then had some made for the other side there. So we've got 16 bolts on one side, 10 bolts on the other. That's enough to see if it works well. Now, I think, as I recall, we can actually use defensive positions to set them to man the ballista by default. So when we've got like 3 hours left, we'll get our armor on and I'll set them up with some new defensive positions now that we've adjusted this as well. Maybe our more tanky characters up the front, and then the more delicate characters like Shittle. He is more delicate because he's a goblin, towards the back of the embrasures somewhat, rather than being on the vanguard there. But these should be very, very nice anti-mage weaponry. Now what I'm thinking is, why don't we also smooth off a little bit of this wall here, do a little bit of a diagonal into that so that we can shoot our bolts with a bit more accuracy. Take this out as well, maybe even take this out, and ideally stop the enemies bunching up so heavily. I want to strip all of this stuff away. There we go. So they've got no chance of, because obviously with combat extended, they will cower for cover. So if we start firing off ballista bolts, especially there where they can actually reach them, they're just going to hide behind those buildings. So we'll get that moved as well. New recruit, Brosy, welcome. Caravan member of the Landburn Exiles. Somebody said, and I actually kind of like this idea, instead of giving the goblins a little slum outside, just dig into the mountains and give them a mountain settlement. So that they won't, you know, pollute the area with their stink, but also so they are defended, so they aren't just going to turn up and get their houses torched. So I'm thinking, we'll just dig them out a little goblin cave system. I think that's kind of appropriate, given they are goblins as well. It's not going to be luxurious or anything like that. It's just going to be a bunch of rooms in a row in a cave. So I mean, it is a little bit racist that we're making them sleep in there, but hey, don't join a colony full of xenophobes if that's what you're going to do. So we've got 10 blocks that way and then 10 blocks that way. Just got a basic cave system, and I'll leave a block there so the walls don't cave in. Actually, for the time being, though, I think I will cancel those first 2 designations so they focus on this stuff. This is actually life or death. Speaking of actually life and death, oh god, we've only got 2 hours left. Right, everybody get your armor on as soon as possible. Thank you very much. Brosy is just putting on whatever. Honestly, that's fine. I don't really mind too much. 1 hour left. Oh, shit. Come on. Run. I should have drafted them first, you fool. Who went on? Caleb Bourne. You go to the end. Everyone else, draft up. Let's go defensive positions time. Caleb Bourne. Actually, I should set their defensive positions to be the armor. No, I shouldn't. We should draft them up, then tell them to put the armor on, then press the defensive positions button. Otherwise, they will just put their armor on and then go back to whatever the hell it was they were doing before. Manhunter pack. Okay, this is quite a nice dinner. However, it's also quite a nice target test for our ballista. I might get everyone else to hold fire so we can actually test them out and see how effective they are. Let's come on here, fucking hell. So let's get our mimics up on the front lines there. Let's get our worst shots onto... Is there a way to check shooting skill just on a... There's no way we can just glance at it like this, is there? I want to get our worst shots on the ballista. So you've got 9. You've got 4. Leggy Lass, ironically enough, our worst shot there. But she's also got the fire magic. I assume she can do that from behind a ballista. Maybe she'll blow it up. That could be a problem. You know what? You're a fire mage. We need your skills. 15.3. My god, everyone has good shooting, don't they? That is a side effect of combat extended. Sorry, not combat extended. Of wave-based survival. You'll find that people's combat skills, especially, will just buff up massively, unsurprisingly. Darrelly is a good example of someone we should put on the ballista here. Maybe the mimics would be a good idea to put on the ballista in hindsight, because that way they're also only very slightly closer, obviously, to our targets. So they would be able to possess them earlier. And then, who else we got here? Little Bobby Tables. You'll do, because you've got an AoE rage effect, and you actually need to take damage before you can do much anyway. And I think that's fine, and then we'll get everyone else sort of like this. Obviously, Elrang needs a better position. That's the same with Worcester Sauce. So why don't we move you to... Now, he's got fire magic, so I'm going to put him, like, here, so that we can get that cross-section going. And I'm also going to put Legolas there, and then we'll move Worcester Sauce down to where Legolas was. Look at the spacing we've got now, though. So the chance of any sort of incoming fire damage doing a massive effect. Ooh, was that the ballista bolts? That wasn't too effective, was it? Huh. Let's watch it again. They don't seem to be that good in hindsight. I'm a little disappointed. Okay, you guys might be in a little bit of trouble here. Seismic Slash, and then Seismic Slash. Shit. Okay. Oh my god, Knife Edge Joe's already taken damage, really. We are against a lot of Mega Sloths, so this could be a problem. Well, if there was ever a good time to put embrasures there, this would be it. Granted, the enemies could use against us, but because we're stood there, it's very unlikely they're going to be focusing on the enemies to either side. Shit. Okay. I want to save these defensive positions before I start moving everyone around. So let's go ahead and save those. Besides Legolas, who's in the middle of fucking nowhere, what are you doing? Did I not give you a defensive position? I was trying to use an ability. You're supposed to be there, aren't you? So I'm going to move it back to there. I'm sure these guys can hold the line, right? It's just a couple of... When's a Mega Sloth that killed anyone in Rimworld? He says, terrified. Right, that person's dead. Let's pull these guys back a little bit. Move them besides these embrasures. Because like I said, they can shoot through embrasures. Actually, let's just phase strike you out of there. Or we phase strike behind them. Nothing Personnel Kid. Critical hit. Nothing Personnel Kid version 2.0. Nice, there's only one left. Well done, team. I think these two guys have got it. Spears versus Mega Sloths. I think we speed to that. Perfect. Dinner is served. I like these defensive positions as well. I think this could be quite effective against a future raid. The Ballista, I will admit, I'm a little disappointed. But again, for these guys, it's not so bad because they can't really do much at range. I'm sure we got the fire claws and whatnot, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I mean, that'll be something for the goblins to do, wouldn't it, really, is to man the Ballista. Brosy is not good at much, but what he has got is 16 social, which no one else has. I think we'll make the Goblin the #1 Warden, rather than having everybody do it, because, I mean, there's a lot of Goblins in there, and I think he might be able to convince his own to join us when he turns up in this fancy human-crafted armor. Sorry, elf-crafted armor. So, actually, no, that could be human-crafted armor. It depends whether or not we obviously took it off their damn corpse. Everybody should have the highest tier hunting as well. I think that's fair. Oh, besides the cooks, right, I remember why I did that now in hindsight. What else can we do with you, Brosy? Pretty much nothing, so that's why I'm more than happy to have him as... Yeah, he's just so bad. Weirdly enough, his only other good thing is kind of research. Minor passion at 7 skill. I can't trust a goblin to do that. Weirdly enough, it looks as if we might be able to get both Master Scribing and Mana Storage, given the speed at which they've got through that today. My god. So where do we want to put the scribing facilities? I did say I'd keep this kind of area for magical crafting, so why don't we shrink this zone a little bit so they're not using it as a bloody dumping stockpile. We need to seriously smith some of these weapons down, don't we? There's so much to destroy here. I'll do that in a minute. I'll set up some new conditions for when they'll smelt weapons here. So medieval, let's go for... Oh, is it medieval? Production? Production, right, cool. Gem crafting table are really, really useful. Those will allow us to produce, obviously, things like the Arcane General Regeneration. I think to start off with, they tend to be quite crap. Like, quite limited in what you can produce with it. We'll get one of those down. We might need to build some more tool cases over here. That's fine. Look at all the meat those damn Mega Sloths bought, my god. We're going to be eating well for a very, very long time. We can finally start work on the stew again, huh? Wow, that's working pretty well. When do we need to close the vents? Well, it's 2 degrees outside, so I should really go ahead and shut the vents now, because if it's letting 2-degree air into our freezer, that's less than what the pots can do. Granted, it's about to turn nighttime, so we might want to leave it open for just a little bit longer. Bulks has been eaten by a rat. Oh my god, look at the rats. Oh, that's awful. That's cool, because, you know, it's, you know, like rats conglomerating around the dead bodies there. That's, like, actually really cool. Also kind of really gross. Oh, there's also a shitload of raccoons and, like, boom rats as well. Holy fuck. I mean, somebody did leave in the comment section yesterday you should burn all these corpses, but it's acting as a really good hunting ground. If we get desperate, we just leave a bunch of corpses out, let the rats pile on them, and then we eat the rats. It's not cannibalism if there's a step in between. Master Scribing is done. Well, they are really much, much faster than research than I expected. So then the fun thing, actually, to be fair, with things like Ray of Hope, and, oh my god, they're all wearing their armor still, you moron. With things like Ray of Hope, it will be affecting that to some extent. What's their, like, work speed then? See, consciousness is quite high. Moving manipulation is quite high as well, despite the fact they are all still wearing their armor. Maybe that takes into account after that. So maybe it does those manipulations then, the maths on that one, and then affects manipulation and things afterwards. So maybe that screen's not the final product there. I'm not entirely sure. We could probably check on the character page. What I do know is I'm going to transfer it all back to the armor axe, though. Try and get that done as soon as possible. Now, what I do want to get done out of all of the spells start off with is the teleport, just so I was about to point out there. You saw the guys like immediately diving back over here, and all we had to do was give them a single command, and it was basically done immediately. Giving everybody a teleport spell could be incredibly powerful. Obviously, it's nowhere near as good as Phase Strike, because Phase Strike has saved us many, many times. But for this, it could be quite good. Actually, we've already got a lectern built. Very nice. What can we make then? Now, this is a big one. Dispel Heat. This is fantastic. So, this will, if it's the one I'm thinking of, create a... It says temporary. Now, when I've used it before, it was permanent. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Draw Heat? Plane of Fire, creating a temporary heat source. No, that's the opposite of what we want. I remember putting this down, and it basically is very similar to Ray of Hope, and it takes off a little bit at the top of your mana cap, and will create a permanent freezer. So it will just actively suck air out. So Blink is obviously fantastic. Arcane Bolt is just like a magic missile, essentially. Blur? Distort light around their body. I wonder what that does. Makes them harder to hit, perhaps. Dispel Heat. Dirt Devil. Woman that seeks out and cleans filth in the home area sounds incredible, too. EMP is probably not too relevant. Extinguish is good. Heal, I want everybody to have heal, ideally. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. I completely forgot about this. Rain would be incredible. And then we've got the various class spells here. So we've got Cauterize Wound. We could give that to a Fire Wizard. Dry Ground as well there. And then there's sort of generic mage. I'm pretty sure mage spells we can teach to everybody. There's like Teleport. There's Summon Minion. Oh, but these require Devil Strand. Oh, I bet that's a difference. So these require Cloth. These require Devil Strand. Right, and then you've got your Master Scrolls as well. Here we are. So you've got like Psychic Shock, Recall, Regrow Limb for the Druid. That's obviously quite a big one. Very nice. Okay. And these ones, oh, that's cool as well. These ones are the books that will allow us to teach people how to learn magic. So the Torn Script, I remember this one. So the Torn Script will allow a mage that we've got to teach another magically gifted character what their class is. So if we have Elrang right in the Torn script, that will become a Fire Mage book, which we can teach to a magically gifted character to turn them into a Fire Mage. The Arcane books and the Martial books that were the random ones, those are just purely, that you'll end up with purely just a random, as it says, they have concepts of a random fighter class. Who do we want to... Do we want to keep Galli as... Oh, she's a Wanderer, though, isn't she? So we actually can't flip her over. Who was magically gifted? Was it Caleb Bourne? One of them was magically gifted. Yeah, so we got Barry McCockner is magically gifted. We've got Adoring Fan, who's also magic. So we need 2 of those already. What are you, Master Trader? Oh, that's nice. Oh, that explains his social skill. Ah, I see. Right, okay, and he's a Legendary Blade Dancer. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. I had no idea that they differentiated. I guess that's because we've got up to such a high level now. So we want to write 2 of those generic class scrolls and see if we can get 2 generic mages out of it. 50 ingredients, as far as I know, is any leather. And then we've got the 400 unrefined magicite, which you get just mining things out. So we might want to set up a strip mine, maybe eventually a quarry, but quarries are so bad. I've specifically nerfed them because they are quite overpowered. That is a very, very last resort. Then I want to start setting up the generic mage spell. So I'm just going to type in for the timing mage spell. And we'll see what we can put down here. To be honest, the Dirt Devils sound quite useful, but I don't want to take away jobs from our people. You know, they haven't really got a huge amount to do as it is, because it's quite a small base for many people here. So the first thing we definitely want is Blink. Blink for everybody besides... Actually, I was going to say besides the Blade Masters, but of course they wouldn't be able to learn it anyway. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think it's just 7 people that need that. Caleb Bourne is also magically gifted, so 8 Blink spells, I think is right. Dispel Heat, we only really need 1 person to learn that, so we'll just make 1 of those. Maybe give that to the Bard. That's probably not a bad shout. Extinguish could be good, but maybe we would only want a couple of those. We don't want too many people knowing Extinguish, because then it sort of becomes a bit pointless. To be honest, I'd also be up for 8 heal spells. It depends whether or not there's a limit to how many spells they can learn. That's what I need to... I'm going to look that up before I commit to too much of this stuff. In hindsight, I rather foolishly said, when we started the series, that one of the mods does not remove the double turret. So you guys must have seen in the security tab earlier when I was looking through that, the double turret. But I said it wouldn't matter. Sorry, the double autocannon. I said it wouldn't matter because there's actually no way we can power it. That's not true. There is an arcane spell that will allow us to produce power, but we have to teach it to lightning mages. I'm not going to do it still, because obviously it's kind of nuts. But that is something to consider if you are playing along with this mod pack at home, that there could be a way to power double autocannons. I don't know how the hell you get the plasteel or anything, though. That would be weird. Right, so apparently she's produced some spells. I must be... I mean, where are they? I'm looking in the wrong place, perhaps? There they are. Okay, so we got one there. We got like 4 blink spells already. So I think, obviously, top tier priority. Elrang, get you to read that one. Galli, I think, is also quite top priority. Let's get you to read that one. And then, I mean, Darrelly and Worcester Sauce. I think it's got to be. Worcester Sauce because of the lullaby, which potentially saved someone's life earlier when Legolas went on a murder spree. So you can absolutely also read one of those. And then Darrelly because she actually does save lives. Oh, sorry. Galli is a fighting skill wanderer, isn't she? So that's just, she actually can't learn that. Okay, fine. I might have made one too many there, but not a big deal. And then who else was it? Was it Darrelly? Yeah, so let's get you to come and read this other one. I might knock down the blink spell then by 1, because we've got 1 less mage than I thought we had. We can auto-cast that too. Oh my god, that's so good. We want to be careful we don't accidentally waste all their mana by constantly having them teleport everywhere, but it is quite good, isn't it? I mean, we've seen how effective the Blade Masters are, not only in combat with that, but also just getting around the base and helping out with hauling and things like that. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So... what other mages have we got that we could train? I think that the mages that we could train with it all require training, don't they? You get to the end. Get the hell out of here. So these guys can't learn it. Well, it was a Mimic counts as obviously a physical ability there. You could learn it. Why not? We've got a spare one now. Actually, Legolas might benefit the most because she's missing... Oh, how ironic that we called Legolas when she's the one missing a fucking leg. That was... I feel like that's just kind of a really offensive name they've started calling her. And what's wrong with Knife Ear Joe? How have you got major food poisoning? Oh, because this place is a fucking dump. Wow, that's impressively bad. Why are we not cleaning that? You know what I said about not making the mage spell that will summon a cleaning tornado? Change my mind. Actually changed my mind quite massively there. And then the other one I am immediately interested in is the summoning ability. Oh, that's 40 Devil Strand as well. Let's just take a quick look through the other craftable abilities then. They're the ones that use the cloth, and then we'll kind of decide. Arcane Bolt is not bad, but I feel like the specialized abilities are much better. So Elrang's Fireclaw is obviously always going to outpace that, and we don't really need it. Blink, Blur, Dispel, Heat. Obviously, we've got this being produced already. Extinguish, we've got a couple of those being made. Draw Heat to heat up a room in an emergency. I can't think when we'd need that, given that everywhere has a hearth and we're making, you know, unlimited amounts of coal there. Okay. Mage Light. Again, doesn't really seem super useful. It'd be kind of your power cut eclipse type of thing. Power Node is the one that produces electrical power, so that's not useful. Brain's actually a good one. Let's get a couple of those produced as well. And then besides that, I think that's kind of everything. What does Sunlight do? Oh, wow. Dimensional pocket that emits a steady stream of sunlight strong enough to grow plants. How big would that be, do you think? That's interesting. Besides that, it's all specialized. We've got, like, cauterized wounds, but we've got healers for that, and that will leave burn scars, so I'm not interested in that one. And then the rest is Devil Strand. So we'll wait on the Devil Strand production before we start looking at those ones. We really need to move the freezer, don't we? This is stupid. So let's put it... I mean, I don't want to put it next to the diner. I guess we can move the kitchen and the freezer and turn this into... houses? A throne room? That would work, given that I didn't want to build a throne room. The issue is the throne room kind of have to be lengthways, because the God King's throne, from what I recall, you can't rotate it. So it would look a bit weird having it just, like, here, facing the bottom of the, facing the bottom wall down here. We could turn it into a big growing zone. That actually is not a bad idea whatsoever, because it's obviously it only requires fuel, which, again, we can produce as long as we've got the hands on deck to do it. And steel. I want to put the... This is why this room is getting so dirty, because everybody is traipsing through it constantly to grab, be it simple meals, be it hay to refuel the, which is obviously why they're coming in and out right now. It's just not very efficient. Yeah, I'm going to put it attached down here. I think I might turn just this area down here into a sort of a cooking / freezer zone. Now, the other reason to that, of course, is that we can have it forward-facing in the winter, same as what we've kind of done here with this vent, but obviously a lot more efficient in doing so. So I'm going to strip out all of these walls, and then we'll build this out here. Obviously, you want the sort of kitchen and the dining room connected there, otherwise that's going to be kind of strange. Actually, do I want it that big? I'll see why not at this point, huh? Let's take all that out. Let's do something along the lines of... Should I just build it straight out of marble as well? We don't want it to be too big now. Let's do it like this. Okay, let's do it like this. Build a wall across there. That way we can still have a corridor into the mighty church, where they do actually go quite frequently, I noticed. And then we'll do the freezer just down this side. In fact, we could save on a little bit of wood there by incorporating it straight into the mountain. So bring this wall straight down. That's your freezer. I think that makes a lot of sense. And then we've got this sort of small zone here. I don't know what we can do. It's a little bit of a waste of space. A little bit. We could have some more farms down here. I mean, it's still outside, right? So we might as well plant something there instead. Let me out here. Why don't we test out the Wanderer class? Because I've actually never seen that before with either Adoring Fan or Barry McCockiner. Because they gain access to, at least the way it's been framed, they gain access to much more powerful abilities when it comes to using the cantrip. So whereas Elrang, who I've obviously taught them all the spells here, Elrang knows heal and blink and rainmaker. His heal is obviously limited by just how base the spell is. Like, he cannot never improve that. It will always do 8 health for up to 3 wounds. Same with Leggy Lass. Same with Darrowly. If I were to teach Darrowly, obviously a bit pointless teaching Darrowly that. Worcester Sauce as well. It's still 8 points for 3 wounds. But if we had a Wanderer, we can actually upgrade that. So it will just make it more prolific. The thing is that applies to every spell, and there's obviously quite a lot of spells. It's essentially build your own wizard. But obviously, the lack of specialization, I guess, makes the ability slightly less potent. Unlike Elrang, who's indisputably a DPS class, Adoring Fan or Barry McCockiner would just be everything, right? Let's do it. I think, who's got the better skills overall? Adoring Fan. Very good at shooting. The only reason I'm thinking that is because you can already defend yourself in combat quite well. Strong Master, and you've got a high passion melee as well. Adoring Fan is now going to be the Wanderer, and then we're going to teach you these... Yeah, so you definitely can do that. Teach them the various mage spells. We've got like Blink there, we've got Heal, we've got Extinguish, so I'm going to queue those up. Get into learn all of those very quickly. We also need to go and get our armor on in a second as well. What was that? You've just... Oh, Dispel Heat. Fuck it, there you go. Yeah, Magical Cooler. That was the one I was thinking of then, huh? Spell cannot be applied. Oh, which one can't be applied? Daredevil? No, you can learn Daredevil too. Which can't be applied then? So he's got Blink, Heal, Magical Cooler. Oh, he can't learn Extinguish, huh? Or not. Or he absolutely can. Okay, fine. Right, so then we go into here. And what have we got? Ability power plus 1%. So if we put all 30 points out, there's a 30-point bonus conferred to healing. So what would that be? Would that be maybe the bonus health or the bonus wounds? We've got Expanded Mind, which lowers the cooldown, gives a bonus max. This seems cool. And then we've got all the various cantrip stuff. Blink stuns enemies around the target area. Oh, wow, so it's all cantrips gain something. Oh, my God, look at that. So, say, for example, level 15, teleport, heal, and summon minion gain versatility level 3. So that's the same as having a fully upgraded summoner ability. Maybe not some of the other bonuses from that. That's crazy. Cantrips efficiency. Decrease the max MP cost on energy on upkeep costs and energy regen. So this is the best guy to do the cooler with. That's really interesting. Wow. That's cool. That's genuinely really cool. For the time being, then, actually, we probably want to churn out one of those arcane scrolls as soon as possible. Obviously, we're not going to get it out for this raid. This seems like build your own mage, and I'm into it. I think this could be quite a fun little class. I don't think there's any limit to the amount of spells you can learn either, so we actually might just want to get everybody on the mage game. Right, so let's draft them up first. Then we say equip from armor, right? That'll send everybody to obviously going to equip their armor, right? Then we get into their defensive positions. After that, yeah, they won't start moving after that stage. That looks cool. I think we've got ourselves a proper little medieval army here. And then defensive positions should immediately get on the ballista as well. In exchange, we've heard rumors of an enemy round coming to attack us. Let's pray it's not the fucking mages, because those guys... Oh, although we have a counterplay to that now. So I taught both of the fire mages Rainmaker. So if they do accidentally set someone on fire, or if the enemies set us on fire, we can just rain it out, because none of this is roofed over. At least it bloody shouldn't be, because I told them not to do that specifically for this reason. Okay, some of it is roofed over, some of it isn't. I'm gonna remove all of this stuff. Right, there we go. All right, let's see what we're up against. 1 hour's time, wave 49. What is... Wave... Oh, God, we lost some ice points. Doesn't matter too much. Is wave 50 a tremendous... What the hell is that? Someone just left some spells lying around on the floor. Is that... Did that fall off of someone? Or we'll have to take a look at whatever that is. Okay, that's a bit strange. Oh, God. The game is not responding, which normally implies this is going to be a big raid. What is this? Dirt Devil times 3. Can you go and pick that up? Otherwise, it's just going to get destroyed in a crossfire. So weird. All right. What are we up against? Ooh, that is quite a few. What are they? They look like dark. Yeah, they are dark elves. So we've got here some mages that we currently don't have. We've got a succubus. A pretty succubus sounds like a pretty good combo. We've got a paladin. Very nice. Arcane mage there. So that's what I kind of assumed the Wanderer would be like. We've got another paladin coming in. Okay, and then for somebody all the way back there, Morgana has nothing. And then we've got a few down here. Is that another lightning mage? Lightning mage I would love. If we could get ourselves a lightning mage, those seem incredibly powerful. Their AoE effects seem more powerful than the fire mages. Bring it. Let's see how ballistas fare against lightly armored enemies. This will be a much better test, I think. Right, going to commence range now. So let's just sort of zoom in a little bit, take a look. Oh, that is the lowest speed. And fire? Fire? Oh, here we go. Okay, that was Elrang. And they're not firing. Oh my God, they're not firing. Oh, God. Okay, combat extended, everyone. 10 out of 10. Never mind. Never mind. Forget I ever built them. We'll have to dismantle them and replace with something else in a minute instead then. Fuck, that's so frustrating. All right. Elrang, let's get these fire claws going then. Actually, let's let everyone line up. I'm going to do a big fire claw like yesterday, because that was just kind of cool. Right, fire claw. You throw down a fire claw in this direction. You throw down a fire claw just straight ahead, I guess, because there's quite a few that side. Legolas, let's throw a fire claw in the areas Elrang's probably going to avoid. Who else we got? Little Bobby Tables, let's throw down a Grave Blade. Darrelly can poison. Let's put down a poison cloud. Try and hit. Let's go for that one just in case it hits the one on the way. I have no idea if that'll be the case. Is that everything? Are we fired off now every ability that we possibly can hit from long range? You are as well. You are. Elrang obviously is. Doring Fan can put down a Dirt Devil. That seems quite funny. Let's do that. Shittle has nothing. This is going to be big. I think this is going to be quite big. And that's it. All right. Watch him die. Okay, pretty good. Not fantastic. I actually think that the Death Knight's Graveblade knocked down just about as many as the Fireclaw did there. Do we even kill any? I think we just knocked down many, which is why it's so good for taking prisoners. Probably explains why we've got so many bloody prisoners as well. All right, good luck. Zora Knife here, Joe. What? No, not again. I know exactly what it is. I don't even need to fucking check. Every time. Every time. What the fuck are these goddamn throwing knives? I think I've got to switch. I've got to switch. Every single character we've lost this campaign has been down to throwing knives. It's your fault, Vape Tor. It's trying to quit, okay? I can't believe that. Fucking throwing knives, man. Inconceivably. They are the most... Who needs ballista when you've got a very small steel knife? Unbelievable. Right, kill them all. Kill them all. I don't even want to take prisoners anymore. My God, just get them out of here. Get out of my sight. Chaos Mage. Chaos Mage right there. Darrelly. Oh, well, we don't need Darrelly. We've got... Aaron can heal. Aaron can heal. And then I should have probably captured him first, you moron. Who's this? Hello. Arcane Mage. Punch them with your punchy feet. Reversal? Reversal? No, you? Okay, and then melee attack. Why can I not take your spear off? Honestly, don't know. Melee attack you? Get in there. Please don't kill. Please don't kill. Fuck. I think that's just something Arcane Mage is doing, because we've seen that before. You are actually coming over here. That's incredibly brave. Okay, let's go for the melee attack then. Try and knock them down. Try and take that one prisoner. Oh, they've got some sort of shield. They do have a shield. I don't trust you two to take them alive, but we'll give it a go. Why the hell not? Let's see how strong his shield really is. That's awesome. It's broken. Okay, now back off, and now let the other guys just sort of shoot him down instead. Or you come back and melee attack him. So if we leave it to Knife Ear Joe is just gonna, put a knife in his ear, Joe. No, melee attack. Okay, just don't. Just don't. Now he's put up another fucking shield. My God, these people are just atrocious, aren't they? Right, let's try and break that. Break his shield. Come on. Knock him down. I'm going to try and take you alive. I'm not letting this get out of hand. Come on. Shield is up again. What the fuck is this shield? Don't let this guy leave. Oh, we're taking him alive. Come on. I don't even want to send them to attack him or anything, so I feel like we're just going to kill him here. Is there anything we can do to just... kill him dead. Alright, fine. Whatever. I was going to say, is there anything we can do to knock him down? That's the one thing we've got to find now, is that, unfortunately, a lot of our people, short of using the fire magic, I could have used, like, Aurang's fireball, but, even that might have killed him at that stage. I'm not entirely sure. Vapetor, do you have any abilities? Master Trader. We've got, Nyctophobe. We've got Misandrist. We've got... Oh, come on. There's got to be one wizard out here somewhere. 2 physically adept. Could be interesting. Neurotic's too smart. Of all of these people, so we just, every time we just kill all the mages now. Deadshot, what is that? Handle a firearm. Okay, that's not a wizard after all. I know what we can build. We can build a tomb to bury all of our lost... We could have a Hall of Heroes. I know I say that every series and never do it, but we've actually got room for one when we move the freezer over, right? We'll build ourselves a Hall of Heroes for Drizzt and the other ones that we've lost, including... Darry. How could I forget Darry? Who was Darry? I genuinely don't know who Darry was at all in hindsight. Let's get you all stripped. Oh, what about you? I missed one there. Quicksilver kind... Oh, for God's sake. None of them are wizards. This is unbelievable. Every single raid, we always kill the wizards. To think we almost could have got the arcane facilities done today if I'd started the damn research. I'm annoyed that I forgot to do that. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. We've got a lot of done today in terms of the arcane scribing. That was quite a nice little game there. I really am interested to see how this Wanderer class will pan out. If you have any tips for the best upgrades to go for the early Wanderer class, because a lot of it seems good, but I'm not sure if there's a sort of most efficient route to go for it. Let me know in the comment section. In the meantime, we'll give a shout out to the insane top tier level patrons, without which the channel and the series would not be possible in the first place. So a big thank you goes out to, hopefully, the updated list. Thank you. Thank you, OBS. Big shout out to Alchemia, Anthony Golli, Asuna Kirito, Atmosis, Average Gamer 419, Bacon Kitten, Felix Strombo, Ben Hoffland, Booty Getter, Chesty, Crosis, Chris, Cyric, 313, Derek, DKO, Donald, Fakuna Vasquez, Gogolus, Grimwolf, Gwen S, Harik, Harry McGowan, Huey Longdong, Iguana Squad, James Shea, Jonah Waters, Justin Wallace, Caden Carter, Limpy George, Michael Mullen, Norstrus, Necrophilin, Odie, Pelvis Presley, Peyton Denisar, Paul, Rodin, Sarabi, Scott, Scaz, Slippinips, Somnus, Shay, The One Ring, Tom Terror 18, Tyler Kendall, Tyler McClam, Vacuous Backers, Faragon, Valaradine, and William Green for their support, the insane tier levels on Patreon. Big shout out to these guys. And a big shout as well, of course, to our 15 random patrons of the day, including Spirit085, Mason Fireblast, Empty Machine, Sir Grasshopper Fucker, Silent Sentinel, Dio, Rongo Star, Void Prince Kibo, Lepus, Castillo J, Russian Oligarch Billionaire, Jeebus Crust, Udric Haddon, and Wilson Natef. Big shout out to these guys. Thank you all for your support. Thank you to all the other patrons as well over on patreon.com/whatever it is. Brilliant. 10 out of 10 marketing there. See you all tomorrow for some bonus RimWorld content. I say bonus, it's regular RimWorld content, but if you say bonus, it sounds a bit more exotic.